Hi, hello, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. We have Lady Raider Volleyball coming your way here this evening from Delta High School here in Muncie, Indiana. Your 0-0 Wapahani Lady Raiders will be taking on the 0-0 Delta Lady Eagles. Glad to have all you with us here this evening, folks. I'm Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Here on the WHS Network, we have Raiders Live pregame edition coming at you right here, right now. Start of a brand new year, folks. New season, new start, new team. We got a little bit of a new look with some of our graphics and some different things we're trying out this year. Obviously, we just had our intro that we're just starting up here this year, so hopefully all of you guys liked our little intro. We'll be doing that for our pregame and postgame reports. But just really, really excited to get this year going. Like I said, this is a brand new team this season. And yes, you do have some familiar faces, but also a lot of new faces as well. Same coaching staff and really a great group of ladies here that I think is going to really come out here and have a lot of success. Obviously they are a fairly young group of ladies here. They have 4 seniors on this varsity roster this season, while also having 3 freshmen. Having 3 freshmen on your team, also 4 juniors and 2 sophomores. That's a pretty young group, really, overall, if you really take a look at things. So these seniors are definitely going to have to step up big time. Especially, considering they have a good bulk of the experience here at the varsity level. And they're going to have to, kind of in some ways nurture some of these younger players a little bit. Some of the ones that does lack that experience that you will gain over time, no question about that. But it's an exciting time of the year for these ladies. Obviously, the season opener of the 2018 year. And I know that there's a lot of goals that everybody has. Every team has their own goals. Every player has their own individual goals. But like I said, most importantly, as a team, you want to achieve the goals that you are set out to have every year, and just continue to get better and be successful as possible as the year progresses here. But this time last year, we started our season at Warden Arena. Because we was waiting on Wapahani's gym to get finished up with its new floor and everything that was taken care of last year. Obviously, a brand new look to the court here for the Delta Eagles. I think they got theirs done, I would say nearly about 3 weeks to a month ago. So it's been ready to play on for quite some time now. Nice look. Got to give Delta and the Delaware County Community Schools there a lot of credit on putting a real nice gym floor together here. Nice playing surface for these ladies to play on here this evening. Very nice look. So very respectable in there in that manner. And this is going to be a tough team to go up against. Now, Delta, I will say, does have a pair of injuries that is extremely, extremely game-changing. One of those is Molly Hunt, the biggest star here for the Eagles, if you will. I mean, a lady that can take over a game any second, no matter the circumstances. Molly Hunt is done for the season. She has a injury, I think potentially was on her leg. Could have been an arm, I don't know, but I'm fairly confident that it was a leg injury that will sideline her for the season. So her junior year is already done with, and she didn't even get to play a game, so very unfortunate there for her. We want to wish her a speedy recovery. And then also they had a couple other ladies here that was injured. Bella Daringer, a real nice asset to the team last year. Their setter, also an outside hitter. She is going to be sidelined at least for tonight's game. And so, like I said, we want to wish her a speedy recovery. On Wapahani's side of thing, the little injury report here, really not much to report on here. I think everybody's pretty much a go. They're There looks like to be a full roster here this evening, and like I said, it's a very young group of ladies. So, you're probably going to see quite a few ladies in there that hasn't maybe played as much in previous years. That's what happens when you have roughly 4 or 5 seniors last year. So you're going to have new girls stepping into new roles and expected to perform at the highest level. And like I said, we'll see what happens. It's a long season. You hope to come out here, set the tone early here in this ball game tonight, have a great game, and be successful and get your first win of the season here tonight. But like I said, you're on the road, a tough environment, tough team. It's going to be an interesting matchup. A Delaware County volleyball showdown, just a good old classic showdown is what I consider. But I know both teams are more than thrilled to get the season underway. And it's been about roughly 2.5 months or so since we've last broadcasted a game there with the baseball and softball teams. So I know we was definitely ready to get this season underway, get back to broadcasting again, get back to bring in all of you fine folks out there in Raider Nation, some ball games, and just have a good time. This is something that we enjoy. We enjoy bringing it to all of you fine folks out there, and we hope that all of you enjoy each one of our broadcasts. Like I said, we're now on YouTube. We started a little bit of that during baseball season, baseball and softball. I think it really went well, and so hopefully all of you guys enjoy it as well. It's much easier, and like I said, it's these games are going to be on there for years upon years. As long as YouTube is around, which I don't foresee them going anywhere. You can watch 50 years from now, and those videos are going to be on there, and it's something very, very special. So glad to be able to be a part of YouTube now and bringing the WHS network to a new home for Raider sports. And like I said, we're happy to have all you join us here this evening for Lady Raiders softball. We're going to step aside here for a quick break. We'll be back here with more Raiders Live pregame edition here on the WHS network. Alrighty, welcome back here, folks, again to the Raiders Live pregame edition. We have roughly about 8 minutes to go here left of warm-ups. Obviously, both teams getting in all their warm-ups and stretches and everything else that goes through their pregame routine, and as they get prepared for tonight's ball game. Like I said, we have the same coaching staff on both sides. Obviously, you have Heidi Knuckles now, got married during the off season there. She is back at the helm for the Delta Lady Eagles. Obviously, head coach Jared Richardson still right here for your Wapahani Lady Raiders. And I know I was talking to him briefly a couple days ago about how this year he has had more ladies out here playing volleyball than any year he's ever experienced in the past 3 or 4 years now that he's been coaching. I think right around 4 or 5 years actually, maybe. But he has more girls this year, and that's exciting. When you can bring more on board, keep them enticed and excited about the game that they love, and come out here and that, that's how you build a program. It all starts at the middle school level. If they're excited and they love the sport enough, hopefully they'll stick with it in volleyball and with volleyball in high school. And and like I said, that's just how you build successful and championship winning programs. So it's great to see a large roster here for your Wapahani Lady Raiders this season. I know head coach Jared Richardson is excited about that, and it just gives more girls opportunities, and makes the team stronger as well. I think and it's always nice to have a little bit of competition. It's friendly competition, but everybody hopefully will just make each other better, and it's not necessarily so much about maybe getting mad at one another if they might beat you out on a spot or whatever. It just makes you work that much harder, and so it's a great turnout here, and hopefully these girls are ready, like I said, just ready to get the season going, ready to be successful, ready to learn, and hopefully ready to play hard and win a lot of games. We do have a little bit of a tough schedule. It's not too much different than what we normally have, but that's what you want. You want that tough schedule, especially as the season goes along. You get towards sectional time. Those tough games that you might play throughout the year, it's only going to help you in the long run, especially once you get in the state tournament time with the sectional that we have here that I think might either be hosted here at Delta or hosted at Wapahani this year. That's probably one of the toughest, if not the toughest, sectional in the entire state of Indiana. I don't think there's a whole lot of left to the imagination there with just the overall talent level, the toughness of each team. So, as the season goes along, that's definitely something to be circling on the calendar there, state tournament time. But for now, we got the season opener here tonight. A nice crowd on hand on both sides. Raider Nation really coming out here to support their ladies, and hopefully can root them on to a victory. But we have roughly about 4.5 minutes to go here left of pregame warm-ups. So again, we'll step aside here for another quick break. We'll be back with the finishing touches of our Raiders Live pregame report here on the WHS Network. Alrighty, welcome back here, folks. We'll make this short, sweet, and to the point here with the finishing touches on our Raiders Live pregame report here this evening. Like I said, it's the first game of the season for both of these teams. You're going to have those first game jitters, especially to begin things here in the first set. Hopefully those will subside, hopefully within the first few points there. But, that could play a little bit into the factor. Like I said, you do have some quite a few girls on the team this year. Doesn't quite have the experience, but they're still very talented. They have a very athletic and talented group of ladies here. So we're looking for really some nice big things here this season. Hopefully we can be extremely successful and have a great game here tonight from the very get-go. So that's important. Got to set the tone here early, ride the ship all the way throughout, and hopefully come up with a big-time victory on the season opener of the 2018 season. So, folks, this has been our Raiders Live pregame edition. We'll step aside here for a break. We got the national anthem coming up, starting lineups, and more right here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. All righty, good evening again here, ladies and gentlemen. Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. We have tonight's starting lineups here. We first have for your Wapahani Raiders, got Libero there, number 4, Haven Gates, number 6, a middle blocker, Stella Davis. Also an outside hitter, number 7, Sarah Orm. Your setter, number 9, Mallory Summers. Outside hitter, number 11, Emma Shuck. Also the defensive specialist, number 16, Olivia Smith. Also in the starting lineup here, not shown on that graphic, number 12, Cameron Curry. Again, your Lady Raiders are coached by head coach Jared Richardson, assisted by Jenna Eastham, and also assisted by Katina Nichols. So that's the starting lineups there for the Wapahani Lady Raiders. Now we'll take a look here on the other side with the Delta Lady Eagles. Start off here at number 2, Natalie Zirkel, outside hitter. A defensive specialist, number 3, Tynan Dishman. A setter, number 4, Bella Daringer, which, like I said during the pregame, I was actually told that she was not going to be playing tonight, but hey, good for her. She's back in there. Hopefully she's back healthy and ready to go here this evening. Good luck there to Bella. Also, an outside hitter, number 6, Ainsley Grismore. Middle blocker, number 8, Chloe Coleman. And another middle blocker, number 10, Darian Barnard. The barrow here this evening for the Eagles, number 1, will be Maggie Manor. And the Lady Eagles coached by Heidi Knuckles, assisted by Megan Hicks and Stacy Delaney. So again, that's tonight's starting lineups here for tonight's game. Again, a classic Delaware County volleyball showdown to open up the season here between your Wapahani Lady Raiders and the Delta Lady Eagles. Sure, happy to have you all with us here this evening. Get a brand new floor put on out here for Delta. Just got this installed, roughly finished up, I think, right around a month ago or so. So the first game of the year played on their new floor. I'm sure that's exciting for them. As both teams are ready to get this season underway. So I'm not sure who got the first serve. I guess we'll find out here momentarily. Would like to thank some of our sponsors here this evening. Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Fannin. They're located at 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they've been servicing the community for over 30 years. So if you have any questions or need them to take a look at your vehicle, make sure to contact them at 765-284-2593. Again, that is Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. So the Raiders will have the first serve of the night, and dropping back will be number 9, Mallory Summers. So here we go. And miscue there to begin things there by Daringer. And your Wapahani Raiders will strike first point. 1-0 lead here early in this one. Dug out there by Manor. Pushed across by Grismore. Gates to Orm. Dug out by Manor once more. Set back here to Zirkel. Shuck. Get it across. Emma Shuck. And 4 hits on the Eagles in a 2-0 Raider lead. So far, a nice start here for the Raiders. On the attack there and hit out of bounds was Ainsley Grismore, as Wapahani now takes a 3-0 advantage here in set number 1 of the evening. Floater serve from Summers. Well placed. Grismore on the attack. And that will be in there for a kill, and that will get the Eagles on the board. Just in front of the outstretched hands of Haven Gates. We will see number 7, Maisie Hinkle, in here for the first time of the night for Delta. Zirkel back there to serve. Summers to Davis. And they said that they got a piece of it. Manor now over here to Hinkle once more. And look at that. Olivia Smith with the kill. Now a 4-1 Lady Raider lead. Cameron Curry reinstalled back into the Raider lineup. Emma Shuck back to serve. And a 4-1 Wapahani lead. Grismore on the attack. Nobody there. That will make it a 4-2 ball game. Gates back in. Grismore back to serve for the Eagles. Also now in here for Delta, Darian Barnard. There's Smith. Summers lays out for it. Davis on the attack. Daringer, quick set there to Barnard. Nice hands there. Smith back again and another kill. So the shortest girl on the court, but showing that she's got some skill out there and some mad hops as well. Just because you're short doesn't mean you can't do a lot more things that people probably wouldn't expect you to do. So nicely done there by Olivia. 6-2 advantage now, and still back to serve, be number 16, Olivia Smith. Again, he got him in a little bit of a hole here early, as that will be served out of bounds. Very close along the side there. Just a hair out of bounds. We'll see number 14, Morgan Hicks, now in the Eagles lineup. Davis with a dig. Summers to Orm and put down and across. Notches her first kill of the night for her senior campaign. And a 7-3 Raider lead. Allison Stewart now in here for the first time of the night. She'll get that one across. Dug out there by Zirkle. Here's Orm. And off of Hicks. In there for another kill, and the Raiders lead it 8-3. Timeout now by the Eagles. And we will step aside for a timeout of our own here. Again, a 8-3 lead, set number 1 of the evening. We'll be back right after this break. Welcome back out of the timeout here again. Wapahani with a 8-3 lead in set number 1. Good start here so far for the Raiders. We're hoping that trend will continue heading in the right direction. So following the timeout, back to serve there, Allison Stewart once more. Manor with a dig. Set up there to Hinkle. Smith with the layout, but then put down in play by number 10, Darian Barnard. So now an 8-4 ball game as number 3, Tynan Dishman, will re-enter the action here for the Eagles. She's also back there to serve right into the net. Nice little free giveaway there. It's always nice to have those every now and again. Emma Shuck back in for the Raiders. And Haven Gates back to serve. Dug out by Manor. There's Hicks with a setup. And that's going to be 4. Pulled on the Eagles, so another miscue there early. It'll happen from time to time. Still shaking out these jitters there a little bit. Hoping Wapahani has already shook theirs out. Summers executes that one to a T. Passed right over the top of the net. She puts it right back down where it came from. 11 for Wapahani. Skimmed over the top of the net. Floater served there by Gates. Blocked by Summers. There's Zirkle. Gates lays out for that one. Set to Orm. Hicks over here to Hinkle. Kept alive. Shuck and Orm will get it across. Nice hustle there by the Lady Raiders. Never giving up on the play. Back across here, a little free volley. Daringer. And Summers with the kill. 12-4 Wapahani. And another timeout taken by the Eagles. It's all Raiders here in the early stages of set one, 12-4. And we'll go ahead and stick right here with you during the timeout. I'd like to thank some more of our sponsors here this evening. Tom Cherry Mufflers, located at 321 West 8th Street in Muncie, Indiana. Since 1946, Tom Cherry Mufflers has taken care of your exhaust, brakes, shocks, struts, and mufflers. So if you want the underneath of your car looked at, call Tom Cherry Mufflers at 765-289-4116. No appointment needed. They will hear you coming. Also, I'd like to thank FC Tucker Muncie real estate agent Ted Cook and Joanne Davis. Let Ted and Joanne be the key to all of your real estate needs, buying, selling, or investment properties. We can get the job done. Call Ted Cook at 765-744-8143 and Joanne Davis at 765-748-1316. All proud sponsors here of the WHS Network. Back out of the timeout here, a 12-4 Wapahani lead, as Haven Gates will once again be back to serve, as we hope to keep the ball rolling here in this one. Got a good lead here. Don't want to let that dwindle away. Orm on the attack. Hicks will get it up in the air long enough. And that's going to be out of bounds because it hit the antenna by Wapahani. It was on the block from Emma Schuck. So a point goes to the Eagles with Maggie Manor back to serve. Gates digs it. Stewart. Summers. And just a bit out of bounds there, make it 12-6. And actually scratched that. That was a in the net violation called on the Eagles. And that was right on the line. Alder's saying that it was out of bounds. All righty, so now the point will go to the Eagles. Redbeard's already getting all bent out of shape over here. First game of the year. That Redbeard might turn even redder by the end of this ball game here. You might want to just calm down. Everything's going to be just fine. 13-7 now, as Bella Daringer will be back to serve once again here for the Eagles. Orm digs it. Stewart will set it up. Summers will get it across. And blocked by Summers. But unfortunately into the net on our side. And it now will be a 5-point advantage. That was out of bounds, so a serving error. Another free giveaway there. 14-8 ball game. Estella Davis back in here for the Raiders. Like to see her get going here and take over this set. Summers back to serve. Nice serve right there. Set up to Grismore. And Smith can't get there in time. Dug out by Gates. There's Summers to Orm, and she will hit that one right into the net. And now the lead stands at 4. In there's Estella Davis, notches the first kill of the night. 15-10 advantage for Wapahani. Cameron Curry back into the Raider lineup. Him a Shuck back to serve. Let's push that lead back up there a little bit. And there's 2 hits. Called on the Eagles. And that one's served out of bounds. Back in comes Barnard for the Eagles, and Ainsley Grismore back to serve. Gates digs it. Summers with a little hustle. Curry will get that one across. Olivia Smith just a bit outside the line to make it 16-12. So Delta making it just a little bit more interesting here. Sent over to Hinkle. Gates with the dig. Now Davis will soft touch over the net. And that one's going to be out of bounds. Hit by Hinkle. So a point to the Raiders. We'll make it a 5-point lead once again here as we get closer and closer to that magic number 25. At least you have to win by 2, so the main thing here is you gotta get there first. Can't worry about that number quite yet, but got to continue to keep trending in the right direction here with a 4-point lead. Morgan Hicks back to serve. Smith digs it. Summers sets it up. Davis puts it down with some authority behind it. 18-13 as Allison Stewart will re-enter the Raider lineup for Stella Davis. Set up Derringer. There's Olivia Smith. Orm on the attack. Missed time jump by Barnard.
She says run the net.
And it was a in the net violation called here on Wapahani. There was two different things that was being said there. Point for Wapahani. Then the down referee said that it was in the net on Wapahani. So I'm assuming this should be an 18-14 game. They have on the scoreboard 19-13. So yes, they just now changed it. So 18-14, Wapahani leads here in the first set. Summers with the dig, and that's going to be off the hands of Allison Stewart on the block, out of bounds. And so now the lead is 3. Summers with the kill on that one off the hands of number 4, Derringer. Like to pick us up a couple points there, as that's going to be an ace for Haven Gates. So Gates again back to serve. Wapahani leads by 5. 20-15 and just a bit out of bounds. Serving error for the Raiders makes it a 20-16 ball game. Grismore back in for the Eagles, and Maggie Manor to serve. Orm, Stewart, Summers. Placed beautifully there by Mallory. Gets the Raiders 1 point closer. to taking the first set from the Eagles. Still a little bit to go here. Grismore on the attack, and out of bounds is the call. Hicks with a setup, Derringer on the attack, Gates with the dig. There's Stewart set to Smith. Nice soft touch over the net by Natalie Zirkle. So she sneaks that one in there for a point for Delta. Number 8, Chloe Coleman back in here for the Eagles. And Bella Derringer back to serve. Set up, Smith. Very nice hand on that one there. Nicely done there by Mallory Summers. Good set there from Allison Stewart as well. So now 23-17. Estella Davis back in for Wapahani. And the Raiders are just 2 points away from taking a opening set. 1-0 lead here. Grismore, there's Gates laying out for it. Nice hustle right there. Summers pushes it to the back. Nicely done there by the Eagles, but unfortunately unfortunately for them, I guess I should say, Dishman passes it right into the net. So set point here for Wapahani. 24-17, Summers to serve. Dug out there by Zirkle. They'll be put across by Dishman. There's Gates to Summers. Davis. Set over. 25-17. Raiders take set number 1 as they now own a 1-0 lead. We'll step aside here for a brief break, and we'll be back here with set number 2 here on the WHS Network. Welcome back here, folks. Again, Brandon Morvillius alongside with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. We have a 1-0 lead here. The Wapahani Lady Raiders over the Delta Lady Eagles here. This is your Stoops Automotive Group game break. Speaking of which, I'd like to thank Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC dealership owned by Randy Stoops. They're located at 4055 West Clara Lane in Muncie, Indiana. Stoops has a wide variety of brand new and pre-owned vehicles of quality brand names. So if you have an interest in a vehicle, would like to know more information about one, you can contact them at 765-288-1903, and also visit their online website at stoopsauto.com. Their hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. They're also open Saturday from 8 to 4. So again, a special thanks there to Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC dealership. Stoops is driven to be the best. So as we head into set number 2 here, folks, really I liked what I seen here from Wapahani. I think they really played relatively well together. You know, like I said, you do have, somewhat some new faces. You do have faces that, yes, have been here, but, haven't necessarily played a big, significant role on the team the past, year or two. But now is their opportunity, and you got to let your light shine, and hopefully then as a team it will continue to shine even brighter. But a pretty good first set of volleyball. Really didn't look like we was all that nervous. Just got to come out here, play the game, play it the right way, and play it together. And they did that. They did have some mistakes here and there. Obviously, with a serving standpoint, had I think maybe 2 or 3 serving errors. Nothing overly dramatic. But overall, I really like what I've seen. They really stuck in there, and when Delta had a couple of spurts there that they was making a little bit of a rally, Wapahani still found a way to halt that and have confidence in themselves and one another, and was able to get the job done with that 25-17 first set victory. So a good job there. Hopefully we build off of that as we get ready to go for set number 2 of the evening. And to begin things here for the Delta Eagles will be number 4, Bella Daringer. She'll be back to serve. Will be dug out by Gates Summers with the setup to Davis. Grismore. Orm gets a hand on it, but that's off the hand now of Haven Gates following that, as Delta will take a 1-0 lead here in set number 2. Again, a real nice crowd on hand here this evening on both sides. And an ace for Daringer to make it a 2-0 advantage. Gates with the dig. Summers sets it up. Estella on the attack, as that one will fall in there for the first point here in set number 2 for Wapahani. Cameron Curry back into the Raider lineup. Here's Emma Schock back to serve. Manor digs it out. Lack of communication there will cost him a point, as it's now tied at 2. And like I said, really for the most part there in the first set, we did have a couple of serving errors. But it's so crucial, I think, to have that serve pressure. When you got the defense on their heels, that's really going to set the tone for that whole entire point. And, when you're able to do that and to be successful and continue to have service pressure throughout a ball game, you're going to have a lot of success and hopefully able to win a lot of games doing that. And so where Wapahani might lack in some other areas, hopefully they can gain and maybe some other areas as well, which, hopefully evens things out at the end of the day. So a 3-3 ball game. Smith with a dig. There's Summers. Stella Davis putting one down, and they will have enough room, but can't get it back over the net. So a kill for Estella Davis and a 4-3 Wapahani lead. Again, the Lady Raiders will be back at it again tomorrow night. They will be traveling to Union to take on the Lady Rockets. That will be a JV start time of 6 o'clock, varsity game to follow. And then, as I mentioned in our season preview show the other night, Wapahani will have their home opener of the 2018 season next Tuesday night at home in another conference game against the Blue River Lady Vikings. So make sure, come on out. Of course, we won't be traveling to Union tomorrow night, but obviously we'll have the game for you next Tuesday night at home against Blue River. So it'll be nice to have some home cooking there down on the farm, I guess. And Hinkle mishits that one into the net as the Raiders will retake it here, a 6-5 lead. Floater serve from Stewart. Worked to perfection right there. Beautifully done. Great placement and kept the defense off balance. A 7-5 lead as Wapahani looks to pick up the pace here a little bit. Looks like Delta is having some little minor issues of communication there on a couple of these instances. Hinkle will hit that one over. Summers tries to get it to the back row. Back to Hinkle. Gates with the dig. Stewart with a set up to Summers. And Barnard will collect the point for Wapahani to make it 7-6. Morgan Hicks back in here, and she'll also be back to serve. Nicely done here. Summers on the attack. And the kill. 8-6 Wapahani. Stewart keeps it alive. Gates will get it across off of Hicks. Nicely done there by Maggie Manor, kept it alive, but nobody can get to it after the fact. A 9-6 lead and a timeout. Okay, is there a timeout or is there not a timeout? Okay, so there's no timeout. Hey, we'll just chalk this one up for first game of the year. It's first game for the players, first game for the coaches, first game for the referees, first game for the fans, first game for us. There's a lot of firsts here, so you're going to have a couple of mess-ups from time to time. So there's no timeout. I don't know what all the discussion is down at the scores table. Now would be a perfect time for a little Jeopardy music. All right, so looks like we're all squared away here, hopefully. It should be Wapahani's serve.
Come on. Go.
Okay, then. So back to what we're all here for, and that's to watch the game of volleyball. Oh, now there's another hold-up.
Go. I think we're waiting on. Go.
And so now we're having another dispute here. So we got plenty of time here. I'd like to thank some more of our sponsors here this evening. University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle DDS, owned by Greg Pyle. Greg, along with the rest of his talented dentistry crew, Look to solving your unrecognized dental needs with an invaluable patient experience, outstanding treatment, and that cutting-edge dentistry. University Avenue Dental is located at 800 West University Avenue in Muncie, Indiana. And their hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday. So a special thanks there to University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle, DDS. Also like to send a thanks there to Muncie Dragway, owned by Scott and Dawn Daniels. Muncie Dragway is located along State Road 67 west of Albany, Indiana. For more information and upcoming events, please visit their website at www.munciedragway.com and also contact them at 765-789-8470. Muncie Dragway, family fun, an eighth mile at a time. So even after all of that, I thought we was all squared away. We was ready for volleyball again, and then Redbeard's having all kinds of issues over here. He's pacing back and forth. He's getting nervous. He's getting mad. I'm sitting in my chair like a good person's supposed to do here and just relax. But I'm not exactly still quite sure what the holdup is. So we shall see. So I'm still not sure of what the dispute is here. I mean, this has went on for roughly 5, 6, 7 minutes here. So what in the I'm not understanding what's going on here. So now Delta has the volleyball. I don't know why they have the volleyball. And they've also changed the score.
Nobody knows what's going on.
All righty. So it's an 8-7 game instead of a 9-6 lead here for Wapahani. I'm not sure why. Holy Moses Malone. I mean, I understand, like I said, it is the first game, but man, oh man. I don't know how it could take this long to figure something out. I mean, like I said, I don't even know what the problem was. I have no idea. So, hey, we're back to volleyball. All I know is that we lost a point and they gained a point, and now we have a tie ball game. That's all. That's the only thing I do know. As Redbeard continues to pace back and forth and carry on and whatnot. So a 9-8 lead now for the Raiders after the serving error by the Eagles. Skipped over the top of the net there by Orm. Daringer on the attack just in front of the outstretched hands of Haven Gates to tie it at 9. There's Orm digging it. Stewart to Smith. Hicks will get there, and Summers puts it down with some authority. 10-9 Raiders. And back in comes Estella Davis. Here's Mallory Summers to serve. Again, Wapahani here with a 1-0 lead if you're just now joining us. The Raiders took the first set 25-17. And they are ahead by 2, 11-9. Daringer will dig it out. And Grismore will get it across. Free volley here. Here's Summers to Davis. Bringing the hammer. As she just nailed that one home. And a timeout taken by the Eagles. All right, are we sure? That's the main thing. Are we sure this is a timeout? Looks like a timeout, and it is going to be a timeout. 12-9, Wapahani leads. We'll be back right after this break. All righty, so back at the timeout here as we will serve that one into the net to make it a 12-10 ball game. Coleman back in and Daringer back to serve for the Eagles. Gates digs at Summers. Davis. And again, providing the hammer. 13-10. Dug out by Zirkle. Set up. There's Grismore. Smith on the save on that one. Zirkle back on the attack, and it is going to be out of bounds. So a nice job there by Sarah Orm. She was right along that fine line along the sidelines and didn't lay a hand on the ball and worked out beautifully there. Blocked, and a point for the Raiders. And another timeout taken by the Eagles. So we'll go ahead and step aside here for another break. Again, this is the Stoops Automotive Group game break. Back at the timeout here, another serving error here for Wapahani. So that's the second time in a row in as many timeouts. We came back from the timeout and served it out of bounds. Zirkle skims that one across the net, falls into play for an ace, as the Eagles are now within 3. Again, this is set number 2 of the evening. Wapahani took set number 1, 25-17. They own a 1-0 lead. Davis again with the kill. That's Estella Davis. 16-12 Wapahani. Manor with the dig. And there's Zirkle. She'll get it across. Here we go. Wapahani with a great opportunity here. And that was an unfortunate situation that didn't work out for Wapahani. Makes it 16-13. So Grismore back there to serve. And they're going to say that was over the net. Called on the Eagles. Stewart back there to serve, and another serving error here for Wapahani. So I think that's 3 or 4 of them here in the second set. Like to at least let Delta make their own mistakes there, as they just gave us another point back. Number 5, Sammy Herron, in here for the first time of the night for Wapahani. Emma Shuck back in here. Haven Gates back to serve. Nice block by Orm. There's Gates, Stewart, Orm. Kept alive there. Nicely done there by, I think that was either Stewart or Shuck. And Summers will hit that one out of bounds. Back in comes Tynan Dishman for the Eagles. And she will be back to serve. And what's an 18-15 Wapahani lead here in set number 2. Gates lays out for miss hit there, unfortunately, by Emma Shuck. Definitely don't want to go backwards. Let's keep going forwards here and push the opponent backward. 18-16. Smith with the dig. There is Stewart to Summers. Nice hand. Stewart defending herself nicely there. Sent to Zirkle. Summers with the dig. Stewart back again to Summers. Lets her have it. But a nice dig by Manor. And that was a good point right there. That was a very good rally point. Well done there by both teams. Wapahani is able to come away there with that one to make it 19-16. Shuck gets it across, and it lands in for a point. 20-16, Wapahani. Dugout Manor, set to Barnard, in there for a kill. So the Eagles still within striking distance here. But here, if you're Wapahani, you want to continue to withstand these punches. And keep getting after it there. That was blocked out of bounds off the Eagles defenders. Kill there for Mallory Summers. Stella Davis back in here for Wapahani. And Summers back to serve in this 21-17 lead. Set up to Grismore, but blocked by Estella Davis. We've yet to have that block party. I'd like to get that started here. Nice serve by Mallory. And hit into the net by Grismore. So another point here for Wapahani. 2 points away from taking a 2-0 lead. And into the net. Davis pushes that one across off of the shoulder of Dishman. So here we are, folks. 24-18. Set point here for Wapahani. Zirkle with a dig. Daringer sets it to Grismore. And that's going to be hit out of bounds. And Wapahani will takes set number 2, 25-18, as they now own a 2-set-to-none lead. So, folks, we'll go ahead and step aside here for a quick break. We'll be back with more Lady Raider volleyball here on the WHS Network. All righty, folks, welcome back here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. We have a 2-set-to-none lead here for the Wapahani Lady Raiders, 25-17, 25-18. So far, so good here for Wapahani, but if you're the Lady Raiders here, you don't want to ease up. You don't want to ease up on the gas pedal. You want to continue to floor that baby and take care of things here in 3 sets. You know, you don't want to be giving them any kind of hope or leverage. You don't want the fans to get into it, because that can play a big factor as well in any game. So you got to maintain the same mindset and the same confidence and excitement going into this 3rd set, and that is, let's finish the job. You're majority of the way there. Might as well go ahead and finish it. Let's get it done with. Let's get the victory here. Just got to keep putting on them. But Delta, I know for sure they will not go away. So that's why it's very important here for Wapahani to keep it on them. So Mallory Summers will be back to serve to begin things here in the third set. Set up to Grismore. Gates with the dig. Summers over to Smith. Nice little soft touch over the net there. Zirkle blocked by Estella Davis. And it's a 1-0 Raider lead. And then, this is another thing, that we've seen here for Wapahani here in these first two sets. We've, for the most part, been able to get off to a good start. We was down 2-0 to open up the second set. We got off to a very quick start in the first set. I think it was up like 4-1, 5-1, somewhere around in there to begin the first set. So that's a very big thing, and I mentioned that in the pregame, which I think that's always important in every game, is to get off to a good start, set the tone early, and build off the early success that you're able to have. Set up there to Coleman. Kept alive by Summers, but unfortunately nobody can get there following, as it's now a 2-1 ball game there. Delta gets on the board here in the third set. And we'll see Natalie Zirkle back to serve. Floater serve there. There's Orm. Summers set to Davis. And that's going to be blocked off the old antenna. Good thing old Rob over there didn't wear one off the face. The up referee here this evening. A 3-1 Raider lead. Oh, no, that was Grismore, I think, on the attack on that one. There's Olivia Smith. Nicely done. Notches another kill. Tell you what, it's not always the size of the girl, but the size of the heart in the girl. And you're definitely seeing that here this evening from Olivia Smith. I mean, really getting after here, and that's what you want to see from everybody. Continuously getting after it there. Nice hit there from Cameron Curry. And that'll be hit into the net by Hinkle. And now it's a 5-1 Raider lead. And a quick timeout here by the Eagles. Early here in set number 3. We'll go ahead and stay right here with you during the timeout. Again, the Raiders in the first two sets take it 25-17, 25-18 to own a 2-0 lead. Again, they'll be back at it tomorrow night at Union for the first MEC conference game of the season. And then they get about a 6-day break there. They'll be back at it next Tuesday, the 21st of August, as they are at home to take on Blue River. The home opener of the 2018 season will be next Tuesday night. JV start time, 6 o'clock, varsity game to follow. So make sure, come on out. Support the Lady Raiders every game. They don't necessarily play too far away. Probably the longest drive you'll have during the season will probably be to Columbus, Indiana. Columbus East Invitational, except those are, I think, like the last games of the season. So you still have about a month and a half, 2 months until that is. So really outside of that, Madison, Grant, so it's not too far of a drive. If you get the opportunity, you don't have anything going on one night, come on out here, support the Lady Raider volleyball team. Man, put down with some oomph on that one, number 7, Maisie Hinkle, to make it a 5-2 affair, with number 10, Darian Barnard, returning action here for the Eagles. You got number 6, Ainsley Grismore, back to serve. And right into the net she goes. And really, that's been kind of one of the biggest Achilles heel here for the Eagles here this evening, which we've seen it from Wapahani, and we just did right there, unfortunately. That was a heck of a segue right into things. But Delta has definitely had their issues with serving here tonight. We have had our own, I don't think nearly as much, but you can't give free points away. That is such a momentum killer, and another serving error there by Tynan Dishman. So don't get me wrong, we'll take the points, but from a volleyball fan standpoint, it's not quite what you want to see here. You want to see good volleyball. And, don't get me wrong, it's a lot easier said than done. I'm sure a lot of people think, it can't be that hard to hit a ball over the net, especially, serving the ball to the net. You'd be surprised. You got everybody looking at you. It's a big situation. Right now you're down in the ball game, trying to get back on top or at least get to even. There's a lot of factors that go into it. So it's not just something that's so easy and, it's a walk in the park. It should be, essentially, in some ways. But nevertheless, that's not always the case. So a 9-4 lead after point there for the Eagles. Stewart sets it up to Summers, and that's going to be another kill for Mallory as the Raiders push their lead to 6, 10-4 lead. Emma Shuck back in here for Cameron Curry, and Haven Gates back to serve. Skipped over the top of the net. Daringer sets it to Barner, kept alive. Nicely done there by Stewart. Gates and then Summers. Barnard again. Here's Gates. She'll set it to Summers. Tipped over the net and another one down in play. Each situation calls for something different. And changing things up and keeping your opponent off balance. You got to keep the game fresh a little bit here. You continue to do the same thing over and over and over again. Everybody knows that's going to be your calling card. They know exactly what's going to happen. So more than likely, you're not going to surprise anybody. But if you keep changing it up and doing something different nearly every time, and you're able to rely on multiple girls to come out here and be able to make the appropriate hit and shot and pass that needs to happen, then like I said, you're going to have a lot of success here. So just got to continue to do this. Nice set right there, and a great kill from Sarah Orm to make it a 12-4 lead. So again, we still have Haven Gates back to serve. Nice little floater again from Haven and an ace. And the woes continue here for the Eagles as they will take another timeout. We will take a timeout here with them. 13-4 Wapahani leads. We'll be back with more right after this break. All right, folks, welcome back. Here again, Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. I'd like to thank one of our sponsors here again, Tom Cherry Mufflers, located at 321 West 8th Street in Muncie, Indiana. Since 1946, Tom Cherry Mufflers has taken care of your exhaust, brakes, shocks, struts, and mufflers. So if you want the underneath of your car looked at, call Tom Cherry Mufflers at 765-289-4116. No appointment needed. They'll hear you coming. So again, a great new sponsor for us here on the WHS Network. Tom Cherry Mufflers, greatly appreciate you for sponsoring us. So more miscues here for the Eagles. and taken advantage of here by Wapahani. Exactly what you're supposed to do. Got to keep it simple. Got to play the game the right way. You do that just by itself, you'd be a bit surprised where you'll get. All the extras are just icing on the cake, and Summers nearly puts the cherry on top of that one. She absolutely annihilates that one. A 15-4 lead in set number 3. Kind of surprising to see this from a Delta Eagles team, but like I said here, if you're Wapahani, keep the foot on the gas. There's no letting up. There's Hinkle on the attempt. Orm back on the attack, and another kill for senior Sarah Orm. Silently having a nice game here. You haven't necessarily heard a whole lot about her, but she's really had a nice, solid game. Diggs being able to put some kills on the board here as well. Moving around the floor well, just, exactly what you like to see here. Another one hit out of bounds by Delta, 17-4. Set to Daringer and inbounds. So the run is over. Tell you what, we had a nice run. That's for sure.
I can have it.
So we'll see. Number 1, Maggie Manor back to serve. Gates digs it. Stewart sets it up. Shuck puts it down in front of the outstretched hand there of Morgan Hicks. And just 7 points away from taking the old ball game are your Wapahani Lady Raiders. So Orm back to serve. Looks like she's going to do a possible jump serve here. Nicely done. Grismore on the attack, blocked out of bounds by Shuck, and that will make it 8-6 Wapahani. Back in comes Chloe Coleman for the Eagles. Well, at least here now she's back in the game. We'll have Daringer back to serve. A 12-point lead for Wapahani. Dug out there by number 5, Emily Stewart. Freshman here for Wapahani, getting some playing time here tonight. She's the sister of Allison Stewart, so it's always neat to play on the same team with your sister or brother, whatever the case might be. Dug out there, set up. Summers on the attack and out of bounds. And now it's 18-8. Daringer again back there to serve. And that will be served out of bounds. As it's now 19-8 Wapahani. Estella Davis back in here for Allison Stewart, and Mallory Summers back to serve. Hinkle with the dig, set up. Coleman on the attack, dug out there by Emily Stewart. So a point for Delta. Makes it 19-9. There goes Olivia. Manor sets it up to Hinkle off of the hand of Gates. So now we're starting to see some of that resurgence here by the Eagles. I think at one point they was down close to 18-5. Somewhere around in there, I think. And a momentum killer there. Served into the net by Sammy Herron. As again, the Raiders double up here on the Eagles, 20-10. 5 points away from getting victory number 1 of the 2018 season. But Grismore had other ideas right there. She notches another kill in the stat book. Back in comes Darian Barnard. And number 6, Ainsley Grismore, back to serve.
He's been up for a while.
Gates with the dig. Here's Summers with a set up to Olivia Smith. There's Stewart. She'll get it across. Now Curry on the attack. Dug out. There's Daringer. Grismore. Now Hink will get it across. Here we go. This is where you got to execute the opportunity. Davis hammered it down, but nicely done there by the Eagles to get it back across once again to Davis. And again, well placed. Great court vision right there. Executed that to a T. Found some open space and was able to sneak that one in there for a point. Here's Sarah Orm back in for Emily Stewart. And back to serve Olivia Smith, and served right into the net. Make it 21-13. And now another substitution here. We have number 17, Cadence Brewer. Seeing her first action of the evening. She'll come in for number 12, Cameron Curry. And also Tynan Dishman back in here for the Eagles. Off the hands there of Orm. So starting to get, I think, a little complacent here. I'd like to see us kick it back into gear. Been a little on the side of carefree. Brewer pushes it across. There's Barnard, and another kill for Barnard. And don't look now, but it's only a 6-point lead. But the one thing that, like I said, continues to hamper the Eagles serving, unfortunately failed them once again here with another serving error. And that will be an ace for Allison Stewart. And Wapahani now 2 points away from winning tonight's ball game. Daringer sets it there. Nice job by Smith laying out for that one. And Orm will hit that one out of bounds. So a sub back in here, number 14, Morgan Hicks. In here, and number 1, Maggie Manor back to serve. Eagles down by 7. Stewart sets it to Summers. And that hits all the way up in the rafters, comes back down. And a point for the Raiders as literally Summers puts the hammer down. So here we are, game point. Shuck back in for Brewer. Gates back to serve. Game point. There's Hinkle. Hicks to Daringer. And that's going to be out of bounds. And the Raiders take it. Final score here this evening, 25-17, 25-18, 25-16. As they defeat the Delta Eagles here to begin the season 1 So that was a big victory. That was a big victory here for Wapahani here this evening. So congratulations there to your Wapahani Lady Raiders. We'll go ahead and step aside here for a quick break. Again, this will be our Stoops Automotive Group game break. Wapahani wins it in straight sets. Alrighty, folks, welcome back here to Raiders Live, the post-game edition. As we take a look here at the score again, the Wapahani Lady Raiders take down the Delta Lady Eagles in straight sets here this evening, 25-17, 25-18, 25-16 to improve to 1-0 on the season. Again, we're happy to have you here for Raiders Live post-game edition. We'll try to keep this short, sweet, and to the point here. Wapahani, really, I've seen a lot of really good things here from them this evening. You know, being the first game, you're on the road. It's a Delaware County Classic, volleyball showdown here between these two teams. It's always a great matchup when you get them together. And, like I said, a lot of new faces, a lot of new opportunities and experiences for girls that, yes, might have been on the team, but they're playing a more valuable and more important role on the team this year. So, maybe the experience isn't quite there, but hopefully as the season goes along, not only will the experience grow, but they will continue to get better as the year goes along here. And individually you get better, then that means the team overall hopefully gets better. You grow together, and it's just a good win tonight here for Wapahani. Of course, yes, there's things, that they did wrong that, you're going to have miscues. It happens to everybody. Nobody's perfect. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have miscues. You're going to do things that, that might not always be, something that you would normally do, but, it just happens sometimes. But we came out here, we played good, we played hard, we played together. And I'd like to have maybe seen us close out that third set maybe a little bit better. We let them get back into it a little bit. But still, we did what we had to do. We got the job done. You build off of this win. You go in now into tomorrow night's game against Union, and hopefully get your first conference victory of the year tomorrow night. But, that's a game that you shouldn't overlook. You got to go out here, be ready to play come tomorrow night. But still, you really love what you've seen here tonight. And I think a lot of great things happen here. Like I said, you've seen a lot of girls take that next step here at the varsity level, and hopefully just continue to build off of that. But, everybody, I think, really played a nice key I guess, well, everybody has a key asset to to this game, and hopefully every game. And you had some girls that, like I said, that hasn't really got to play a whole lot, but you see them play here tonight, and really, you see finally what they can do. And like I said before earlier, let your light shine a little bit more, and hopefully then that light brights even shiner, only brighter, I guess I should say, as season goes along for the team. That's that's really what it's all about when it's all said and done. So they really did a solid job here. You've seen girls like Allison Stewart, Mallory Summers, Emma Shuck, Cameron Curry, Olivia Smith, all these ladies. Now, yes, Mallory did get more playing, a little bit more playing time last year, but didn't have a big time role on the team. But you've seen these girls come out here. They played solid volleyball. They did things the right way, and you have that to go along with the gameplay of Haven Gates there in the back row, and Estella Davis and Sarah Orm, and some of these other girls. That's only gonna help this team build not only on the court talent-wise, but build together from a friendship standpoint as a team. Because as the season goes along, you might have little hiccups here and there, but if you stick together as a team, that can get you a long way. So, like I said, we've seen that here tonight. They did a good job. They fended off some of Delta's little runs they had at times within the first couple sets. But overall, you do have some things to work on. You have things to work on all the time. That's just part of it. But seen a lot of really good things here this evening and something to build off of. So congratulations there to the Wapahani Lady Raiders again with a 25-17, 25-18, 25-16 season opening victory of the 2018 year against the Delta Lady Eagles. Again, now improved to 1-0 on the year. Folks, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors here: Jones Auto Body, Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC Dealership, University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle DDS, along with the Muncie Dragway, FC Tucker, Muncie Real Estate Realtors, Ted Cook and Joanne Davis. Also to the Barn Lot, Tom Cherry Mufflers. And also another huge thanks to our good friends at Harris Chapel Church and Pastor Jim Ballinger for being our sponsor this year. Greatly appreciate them over there. You can never say enough great things about Jim and his wife Janie over there at Harris Chapel Church and the whole entire congregation. They have really a great group of people over there. So just want to say thanks for them and thanks to all of our sponsors. We greatly appreciate you, each and every single one of you. We get a lot of this to help with different fees that we have to pay for with our state fees, and then equipment that we have to buy, and that gets extremely expensive as the year goes along. This is a 10-month gig here for us on the broadcast, so it can be very expensive. That's why we have to go out and we have to get these sponsors and pay for things. So it doesn't go unnoticed. And like I said, we greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. And we appreciate all of you for watching us here tonight. It's been a great night for volleyball, great night to get that first one under our belt there a little bit and get us back to broadcast and doing what we love to do here from us and from me and Redbeard as well. But make sure stay tuned in. Our next broadcast will be next Tuesday night at home against the Blue River Lady Vikings in what will be the 2018 home opener at Raider Gymnasium. Pack the stands out there. Come on out, enjoy a night of volleyball. If you can't, though, well, you can always get on YouTube, catch the game on there at the WHS Network. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. Everything's free. There's nothing you have to pay for, nothing like that. That's the beauty of all this, and we want to make sure to keep it that way. But make sure to subscribe to our page, or to our channel rather, WHS Network, and catch all the action all season long right here on the WHS Network. So, folks, it's been a great night of volleyball here. Again, Wapahani 1-0 on the season. This is Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Thanking all of you for watching, and we'll see you next Tuesday night right back here on the WHS Network. Have a great night, folks.